Hi, this is Jack Godfrey, and this is Intermediate Qigong. In today's video, which will be about a half hour in length, we're going to finish up the open and filling the 8 vessels. From our last video, we had 1 left to cover, so today we're going to look at the last few and then do the last one. And then we're going to start focusing on balance, mobility, stability, and balance. So what you can do with Qigong to improve your balance and reduce your risk of falling. So part of that is strengthening your core, your quadriceps, your abdomen, and your glutes. And so we're going to start with introducing mountain stance. And then depending on what sort of time we have left, we're going to be looking at the healing sound for spring. We're coming up on the end of spring now, and then we'll be moving into early summer where we have some different healing sounds. So that's what we're looking at today. And so also, just so you know, I also produce 3 videos, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Intermediate Qigong, Wednesday, Beginner Qigong, and Friday, Beginner Tai Chi, and a live class on Zoom on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Atlantic time. If you'd like to get notification of these videos and the live class and any other information I find about Tai Chi and Qigong, you can send a email to jack.godfrey49@gmail.com and I'll add you to the distribution list. You could also put your desire in the comments section and I'll contact you that way as well. So let's get started. As we always do with our videos, we start with our standing posture and working on our foundation. So we want to have our feet comfortably hip-width apart, the feet more or less parallel. So a couple ways you can get the feet where they need to be. So bring the feet together, turn the toes out about 45 degrees, and then turn the heels out behind the toes. And this is typically outside of hips, outside of feet, one above the other. Another route you can go is put all the weight on one leg. So put all the weight on this leg here. Lift the toes, lift the heel, so that your foot is up balanced on the ball joint. Pivot the heel around and bring it down by the ball joint of the other foot. And then lift the heel again, lift the toes again. Swing the heel back, pivoting on the ball joint of the foot, and bring the feet parallel. And both of these methods end up with the feet in the same place. So whichever one seems to work well for you. Now we also move into a small triangle here, and then we come back onto a large triangle. So small triangle, front of the foot, big toe, little toe, and the ball joint. Large triangle, big toe, little toe, heel. So you're shifting the weight into the toes, you shift the weight into the heels. Now let's come to the center here, and then bend the knees ever so slightly. Grab the hips, thumbs to the back. Push down with the thumbs, pull the tailbone into the body, pull the belly button in, lift the ribs, creating space in the abdomen. Now, bring the hands up about elbow height. Push the elbows back a little bit, turn the hands out to the side, and bring the elbows towards each other behind the back. This is opening up the top of the chest. Lift the chin slightly, gaze to the horizon. Lift the top of the head up to the heavens. So we're lifting, we're lengthening the torso. And now, bring the hands up. So the elbows about shoulder height. The hands, the palms, and the toes in the same line. So imagine you have your toes touching a wall. And you want to have your palms lightly touching the wall as well. That's what we're looking for here, is to have the toes and the palms roughly in the same place, vertically. Now we gaze to the horizon. Inhale for a count of 4, and we drift forward onto the toes. And then exhale for a count of 4, we drift back. Inhale, we come forward. Exhale. Inhaling. And exhale. So one more breath and we'll wrap up the standing posture. This is standing like a tree. And exhale. You let the arms come on down. And now we're going to move into our warm-up series before we get into the open and filling the 8 vessels. So to begin with, we'll pull down the heavens 3 times. So turn to the right side. Gather the chi from the earth. We reach up to the heavens, so pulling the wrists and the arms away from each other. We come over to the opposite side, turn the head, look over the shoulder, and exhale. We bring the chi down, in to the brass basin. So inhale, gather the chi from the earth. Reach up to the heavens, stretching the body. And exhale, we come on down. Last one. All right, and so now to begin the warm-up series, we're going to use shaking the 9 gates as the first movement. Your hands are wet. Shake the water off your hands. Get the elbows and the wrists and the shoulders going up and down. And then we add in the hips, the knees, and the ankles, flexing them as well. And we turn and we look over the shoulder. We come back to the front. Inhaling here. And exhale, we look over the opposite shoulder. Inhaling. And exhale. So inhaling, we're here. And exhale. So once more on each side. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're here. And exhale. And we come back to the front. Should have some color in the hands, a bit of tingling going on. And this is us getting the chi moving throughout the body and into the extremities. Warm feet, warm hands is what we're working on here. Bring that chi you've generated in to the brass basin. And now next is standing on a boat. So we're back to that small triangle, large triangle, but we're also adding in here the dragon's back and turtle back. So you inhale, you come to the small triangle, you lift the ribs, you lift the tailbone, you lift the chin, so we're stretching the front of the body. This is a dragon's back. And then we go the opposite way. Tuck the tailbone in, drop the ribs, bring the shoulders together, drop the chin. This is a turtle back. So from the side, a dragon's back and a turtle back. So here and now, standing on a boat. So small triangle, we come on to the small triangle with the dragon's back. The arms rise up. Then exhale, the arms come down. So inhaling and exhale. Inhaling, exhale. Inhale, we're on the small triangle, we lift the ribs. Exhale, we're on the large triangle, we lower the ribs. So once more. So I can't count. There we go. And now we're going to move on to swinging the dragon's whiskers. And so for this one, you bring the hands around, so you turn the torso, we twist the torso here, you turn the shoulders, turn the head, and you bring this hand to the hip, and this one to the opposite hip, and we're looking over the shoulder behind us. And we come back to the front, and we repeat this on the opposite side. Big twist in the spine from the hips all the way up to the head. And we come back here. Be sure to turn the head and look over the shoulder as the hands swing from side to side. And you want to pause when you're here to keep the head from getting dizzy. So we're inhaling, exhale. And now there's a variation on this. So this is swinging the dragon's whiskers. And the next is flinging your sleeves. So for flinging your sleeves, the arms come up high. This hand is going to come up to the shoulder. The other one's going to be here, pointing behind you. So we go here like so. So inhaling, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Remember that pause. So inhale. This is flinging sleeves. And we'll do one more each side. All right. And now, Crescent Moon. We're going to do a variation on Crescent Moon here. So we're going to be stretching the body from side to side. So step out into the stacking of the bone stance here. So shoulder, ribs, hip, ankle, all in a pile. Knee bent, leg straight. Come over here. Shoulder, ribs, hip, ankle. Knee bent, leg straight. Now, Crescent Moon. Bring the hand, this hand here, this hand here. And you look at the hand and you push with this hand. You bring this one up. You shift the weight to this leg. And if you wish, you can lift the heel and bring the hand over the head. You look to the upper hand as this one pushes across the body. And then we bring the hands down, shift the weight to this leg. This hand here, this one here like this. We lift up and we reach across. We look to the upper hand. Now, there's a variation you can do with the hands as well. You can lay the hand, in this case, I'm putting it over my liver. We're here. So the hand's just below the ribs, thumb on the sternum. Inhale. And exhale, looking for a stretch from the wrist to the ankle. And then we come here and we go to the opposite side. So thumb on the sternum, hand just below the ribs, in my case, over the heart. Inhale. Exhale, watch the hand come up, bend the elbow. And then we come on down. We'll do once more on each side. Inhale. Exhale. And the other side. And we come on down. All right, so that was the warm-up bit. So now we're going to do Pull down the heavens 3 times and then move into the last movement or 2 of the open and filling the 8 vessels. So inhale, gather the chi from the earth. Look up, turn to the opposite side. We bring the hands down. So inhale, gather the chi from the earth. Reach up to the heavens, big stretch in the arms. Exhale, come on down. Last one. All right, so what I'm going to do is, in the last video, we finished up with Ride the Tiger. So we're going to start with Ride the Tiger again, then move into the last one in the series, which is Natural Palms Point to the Heavens. So Ride the Tiger. Just going to back up a little bit here, and we're going to start from the side. So this involves C-stepping, which is a Tai Chi-based movement of the feet, and moving into bow stance, and then the Ride the Tiger. So you take this foot and you turn it to the side a little bit. It's about 45 degrees, maybe a little bit less. So here it is straight ahead. I'm turning it a little bit. And now you put all the weight on this foot. We step forward into bow stance here. Now the important part is the head, the knee, and the ankles, all one above the other. And if you need to, you can take this back leg and put it further back, because you want to lower the hips over time as your body is comfortable with all this. So we move back here. You want to keep the knee over the ankle, and you want to keep the back heel on the ground as well. So this leg straight, this one bent, head, knee, ankle, one above the other. And now Ride the Tiger. So you bring this hand, the back leg, you bring that hand down by the knee. Make a light fist, so you close the hand. Bring the other hand up above the head, so it's just out of your sight. And we're looking here, and if you can, lower the hips. And so this is Ride the Tiger. And we hold here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Once more. And then we come on up and we step back. And now we get to do the other side. But since I'd rather face you than face away, I'm going to turn around. So we're here. We turn the foot to the side once again, pointing off to the side, 45 degrees or a little bit less. So straight ahead, this is 90 degrees. That's about 45 there. Put the weight in the foot. Step forward. And when you come forward, you want to have space between the feet here. So we're not on the same board. We have several boards between our feet. And you can lengthen the stance as you're comfortable. So sinking down, lower the hips. The knee stays over the ankle. The head leans forward. Bring the leg that's back. That hand comes forward to protect the knee. So you close the hand up. A light fist. You don't need to clench it. We're here. The other hand up above the forehead. Turn, and we look towards the open side of the body. Sink the hips down. Lean forward. So you want to get the head, the knee, and the ankle more or less in a pile. And we hang out here for a couple breaths. Inhaling. And exhale. And we come on back up. So that was Ride the Tiger. Now, the last movement in the open and filling the 8 vessels is Natural Palms Point to the Heavens. So we do some things with our hands, and we do some things with our feet. And so first of all, let's explore the hands. We're going to come a little closer here so you can see what's going on. So the natural palm, what you want to do is take your first two fingers and put the fingertip on the knuckle of the second finger. So it looks like this. Now the other three fingers hold a ping pong ball. You can bring all the the thumb and the two fingers together, and you're just holding a ping pong ball here. And the other thing you're doing with this hand is it's out like this, and you turn it up like so. So pointing straight ahead. And this is the pointing to heavens bit. So this is the natural palm, points to heaven. So let's have a look at this from straight ahead, and then we'll look at it from the side. So both hands are set up that way. So fingertip on the knuckle. Bring the other three fingers, the two fingers and the thumb, so they sort of point towards each other. Put all the weight on one leg. Turned out to the side a little bit. We step forward, but we put no weight on this foot. So this is called a false step or a cat's paw. We're reaching out and checking the surface and see if it's okay to step to. Slightly bend the back leg. Bring the hands up. So the leg that's forward, that hand is forward, the elbow about shoulder height, and you bend the hand. The wrist is further out than the elbow, and then bend the fingers so they're pointing up to the heavens. The other hand comes underneath, around about the elbow, and it's pointing up as well. Bring the hips back, lowering down. So there's no weight on this guy. Pull the belly button in, and we hang out here, and you look to the distance. And you hold here for several breaths. And you hold for a count of 4. So you breathe in for 4, you breathe out for 4. And we come on up. Now we're going to do the other side. So the hands are still the same. Turn this foot to the side a little bit. We step forward. Let me just back up a little bit. So we step forward here. But there's no weight in this foot. This back leg is bent. And we sink down. So the leg that's forward, that arm is high. The other arm's about around the elbow. So instead of have the hands pointing forward, you bend them so they're pointing right up to the heavens. Sink the hips and look to the distance. And so you breathe in for a count of 4. Then we breathe out. Inhaling. Exhale. Last breath. No weight on these toes. Exhale. And we come on up. And now we're going to look at it from the side. So we're here. Turn this foot to the side a little bit. We step forward. No weight on this foot. The leg that's forward, that arm is up high. The other arm's underneath. We sink down, pull the belly button in, look to the distance. Bend these hands so they point to the heavens. The three fingers, the two fingers and the thumb come towards each other, and we're hanging out here. And you look to the distance. And we come on up. Now we get to do the other side. So we turn here. We step forward. Sink into this back leg. Leg that's forward. Arm is high. Other arm's underneath. And we come on up. Natural palms points to the heavens. That's the last movement in the open and filling the 8 vessels. So we'll pull down the heavens, and then we're going to review the healing sound for spring, the deer and mountain stance. So gather the chi from the earth. Reach up to the heavens, stretching the body. And then exhale. We come down. So inhale. Turn the head, look over the shoulder. And exhale. We come back to the front. Last one. Looking over the shoulder, we reach up to the heavens. Come around to the other side, look over the other shoulder. And come on down. All right, the healing sound for spring is shh. And we've covered this in detail in other videos. Today I want to focus on the animal associated with this healing sound, associated with this season, and it is deer. And the reason for that is deer can leap up high, so they have a lot of upward rising energy. And in the spring, that's what's happening with the energy, because all the plants are bursting up out of the ground. And so the deer is just carrying on with that as well. So the deer, we lower down, and you make deer antlers. So once again, having a close look here. So the deer antlers, you fold the middle two fingers down, you hold them with your thumb, and these two fingers are apart. So these are the deer antlers. And you do the same thing with both hands. And what happens is, you gather the chi from the brass basin. And then you come up beside the forehead and you push up like this. So you get a full view of the thing. We'll come back here. So the deer and the healing sound for spring. So we come here. 1, 2, 3, and shh. You lift up on the heels. You lift the heels up off the ground if that's comfortable for you. So looking from the side. So inhale. Exhale. And once more. All right, so what I want to introduce now is a movement that modifies the deer healing sound that we just did here, and it's called mountain stance. And so this makes our balance, it challenges our balance a little bit because the feet are at a different height. And so we're going to use a block for this. So you can use I've got a yoga block here, you know, it's made out of foam, but it's nice and high density as well, so it'll support our weight quite well. I'm going to put it off to the side. And so what you're going to do, the idea is you're climbing up a mountain, and so the terrain is very rough and moving and so on. And in order to walk on this terrain, your feet are going to be at different heights. So sometimes your feet, and you're going to take a step, which means that you're going to rise up like this. And so that's the whole point of this block. And the whole point of mountain stance is you're getting used to the feet being in different places when you're taking a step. And so you come here and you move on. And so this helps to work on improving our balance, so our mobility, our stability, and our balance. Now, a couple important things about doing this movement is you need to make sure when you step on the block that your knee is over your ankle. So you come here, and in other words, like the head, the knee, the ankle are all in one stack. So I'm leaning forward, and then I lift up. You can leap the back foot on the floor, or you can be bold and lift it up in the air. And so that's the mountain stances. What this is doing is working on strengthening the quadricep, the core, and the glutes, and also working on your balance. You know, your ear helps with getting your balance to work. And so mountain stance. And if you're back, so if you're here and you're stepping up like this is what's going to happen. And this is not good news. What you want to do is before you put shift all the weight forward. You want to make sure you've got the force going down into the block as opposed to forward like this. So the knee is over the ankle. The torso is leaning forward. Pull the belly button in. Use the quads and the glutes to lift you up. And we do the opposite leg as well. So you got to be close enough to the block where you can come up and put the foot on. You want to get the whole foot on the block. Knee over the ankle, head over the knee. Make sure you're pushing down into the block. And then we lift up, like so. Now, if your balance is a little bit suspect, you can use a chair. So just a minute while I go grab my chair. So when you're trying to improve your balance and so on, you can use the chair here. So you put the foot on the block, the knee over the ankle, and we're going to take all the weight off this back foot, lift up, and balance on one foot. But you can put your hand on the chair and lift up like so, and you can be well balanced here. So you can go, I don't need the chair. Oh yes, I do need the chair. Whatever the case may be. And you just put your hand lightly on the chair for that extra balance. Let's try it again on the other side. So this is mountain stance. You want to be close enough that you can step onto the block easily with your knee over the ankle, lean forward, and before you lift up, you can put your hands on the chair, lift the heel, lift the foot, and we're here, mountain stance. And if you need the support of the chair, one hand or both hands, you go, no, I'm good. Oh, no, okay, here we go. Let's do it the other leg this time. So the foot's turned a little bit to the side. This is like we approach the block using the C-step movement. So all the weight on this foot, bring the foot here. Make sure we're pushing down, knee over the ankle, head over the knee, reach for the chair, lift up, lift that back foot off, can be here, can be here. You look to the horizon, you go, I really don't need the chair. Well, maybe I do. No, I don't. So you use the chair to make sure you keep your balance and you don't fall off the block. Over time, as you repeat this more and more, you're going to go, I'm good. Whoops. Well, I thought I was good. And then that's why you have the chair hanging around. Eventually you're going like, yeah, I'm good here. I can balance on one leg. I can balance on the other leg. I come up here and it's like, yep. Maybe not so much. And then you go, right, yeah. So mountain stance in combination with deer. Now, to add deer to this, you make the antlers. We face the block and we gather. So it's inhale. We step forward, put the foot on the block. The hands come here. We come up and we go shh. And if you need a little balance, you put one hand down. And then we come back down and we do it on the other side. So this is a healing sound for spring is shh, which involves the liver and the gallbladder. The liver's over here and the gallbladder's right there with it. So inhale. Step up on the block. Knee over the ankle. Heel on the block. We come forward. So we just did the inhale. And now exhale. Shh. And if you want to lift the foot up, you can. And if you need the balance, you can do this. Or you can go, no, not so much. So that's the healing sound for spring, the deer animal associated with that healing sound and the season, and using mountain pose to add a little bit more to the movement to help with your balance, your mobility, and your stability. And now we'll wrap up with our 5 directions. So we want to have the feet in that stacking of the bones stance, shoulder, ribs, hip, ankle, all in a pile. Same thing going on over here. So it's inhale as we come forward. Exhale as we come back. Inhale. We reach out to the right. Exhale. We come down to the hips. Inhale. We reach out to the left. We come down to the hips. Inhale. We come up to the center. And down to the hips. Inhale. We come forward on the small triangle. Exhale. Backwards. Large triangle. Inhale. Off to the right, left, right, whatever, off to the side. Or down, off to the other side, and down. And then we finish with coming down to the center. And we take twice as long to exhale, sir. So you breathe in for 4, you breathe out for 4. And in this one, we breathe out for 8. Last cycle. Inhaling. Exhale. And now down to the center. And that's the class for today. So thank you all for coming.